We went for a 20-week scan on the 1st of February 2001 and we had our world pulled out from underneath us at that scan. We were told that our child could not live outside of the womb. We'd actually been looking at creches on the way to the hospital and seeing what was convenient to our workplace, but in very short order that was brought tumbling down for us. It was explained to us eventually that our son had a condition called anencephaly, which literally means without a brain. It's a neural tube defect which meant that his skull never closed, it never fully formed, and the brain was savagely damaged. From above his eyebrows to behind his ears to the nape of his neck was all missing. So the cells were growing because he was being fed through the umbilical cord, but that as soon as that life support was removed, he would not be capable of living. And we were left with the words that the hospital would support us through the rest of the pregnancy and scan us regularly until our baby died, or we came to full term and they would induce labour. But really that was all that they could do for us in this jurisdiction. And that was the words that they used, was in this jurisdiction. We were understandably shocked and had to find our way. We decided we couldn't continue with the pregnancy as was, knowing that we wouldn't give birth to a living baby. And we made our way to a UK hospital where we were treated with great dignity and respect. Our son Joshua was born on the 12th of February, and on the 13th of February we returned home without him. We weren't able to have a funeral. We just had to say goodbye in a hospital and leave. About a week or so later, a courier called to our house with a jiffy envelope that I had to sign for, and that was the remains of our son, and that's where they've been since. This is something which has hurt us a lot over the last 14 years, not being able to have a funeral, not having a grave, not only not having had public recognition of the brief life of our son, but feeling stigmatised about what we did. It was all well and good going to a foreign country and availing of a medical service which was legal there, but it's nonetheless illegal here. And that stain of illegality stays with you as well. And you feel that you can't talk to people and you can't open up about it. I only opened up about a year and a half ago, and I'd suffered really all the way through that period of not facing up to what had happened to us. And I have the privilege now of being able to work with the charity Land of McCree and help to provide emotional support to other couples who've been through this. But I'm always left with a feeling of guilt when I meet people who've gone through this in the last few months or the last few years, that if I'd had the courage to speak up 14 years ago, maybe the legal situation would have been different for them, and maybe they would only have been dealing with the loss of their baby and not with all of the stigma that goes around that. We're asking all of the TDs in Dáil, Éireann now, they have the power to make this change. They can vote this bill through and save people who will face similar diagnosis in the future from having to go through the same ordeal that we went through. They don't want to be in a position in months or years to come where they have a family member, a loved one, a constituent, or anybody come to them in the kind of distress that we were in and many other couples have been in, and know that they had the opportunity to effect legal change and walked away from that. So we would like to ask all TDs, please, for everybody's sake, support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My daughter was diagnosed in December 2009. Very late. I was 6.5 months pregnant when the Coombe told me that my baby had anencephaly, which again, as Jerry has said, meant that she had no brain and no skull. And obviously we were absolutely devastated. I really automatically just thought that our country would look after us, that the hospital that was used to caring for me would look after me. And within a few minutes we discovered that that was not the case. We, a week later, took the trip to Liverpool Women's Hospital, and my daughter, Molly, was born there. The heartache of what was wrong with Molly was brutal in the extreme, but that was further compounded by the fact that we were told that we either had to go full term here or we had to leave this country. Leave our families, leave our friends, leave the care providers that had looked after us, and have our daughter delivered just across the water. We're appealing today. I sit in front of the TDs now and I appeal to them, please, please, for women and families like me in the future, make a change. Please do not force women to grow a baby that is just going to die. It's just heartbreaking. This happened to me 5 years ago, and every time I revisit this issue or revisit the doll, I'm just absolutely heartbroken again. And every week, women and families are given this same news and sent home with no prospect of help in their own countries where they're tax-paying, law-abiding citizens. It has to change. It has to change. These are much wanted babies. And when we're given this news, it's just too sad and too sad for us to carry on the pregnancy, live your life, go to your job, listen to people asking you, how's your baby? Have you all set? Is your room all ready? Have you got your nursery all sorted? It's just not fair. Please, 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 TDs, make a difference. Give women a choice. Please stop this. Thank you.